What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a new big opportunity that's coming up for a lot of the larger cap tokens. So today we're not going to be talking about no scam 100K market cap tokens. We're actually going to be talking about some of the majors on Solana. So I'm also going to be showing a few on ETH. I'm going to just write these notes down just so you guys can see and read this out loud to yourself as well as I'm writing this. No scam 100K market cap tokens. That's not what I ever make videos about. That's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about some tokens that are majors on Solana and ETH and the big opportunity that is coming. So the big opportunity that I see is coming is we're going to see some major dips, some major corrections on these larger cap tokens. And I'm going to be going over why, and I'm going to be explaining the opportunity and how you guys can capitalize this or capitalize on this opportunity. So hopefully we can make quite a bit of money. And right now we see a lot of these tokens dipping. We see a lot of these larger cap tokens on a downtrend over the past couple of weeks after we've had a huge run up with some of these major tokens on Base, Solana, ETH, and other chains as well. But I mean, the main thing and the main reason why I see this is because we have a lot of attention dilution, right? I don't know if I spelled that correctly. I literally dropped out of high school, but attention dilution is number one. I'm going to be going over where we see that. I'm also going to be going over like 5 other factors on why I see these dips coming very soon. And also too, I'm going to be going over how we capitalize this opportunity, or how do we make money now, right? So you make money on a lot of these larger cap tokens when you buy. Just as people say with real estate, you make money when you buy the real estate. So this is what we're doing here. I'm going to go on the Dex trainer right here. We see a drop off in volume on Solana. We see a drop off on volume on Ethereum, and we see an increase in volume on other chains like Base. Like right now, we have a lot of XRP memes popping up. I'm not going to be trading any of that. I'm going to be sticking to Solana and Ethereum memes, the majors there, while everyone goes ahead and puts their attention onto XRP memes, BNB memes, whatever, fucking Arbitrum, Optimism. I'm not going to even name it. There's so many different chains where people are trying to meme right now, trying to make a quick buck. And that's usually a lot of the people who consider themselves as first movers. But in reality, what they are is they're just people that are erratic, just trying to throw money anywhere. And they're just trying to gamble and throw wherever the fuck that they can throw money to, hopefully be the first movers and hopefully make money. But you can't be trading based off of hope. You can't be buying things based off of hope. And yeah, you can trade on other chains and try to be a first mover, but you have to have your reasoning behind it. You have to back it with data points. And a lot of these people are just not doing that. And you'll see on Twitter, people will tweet out, oh my God, I'm moving to XRP memes. I'm going to be the first mover and make so much money. That might be true, but the reality is why they're saying that has zero data backing it, right? They have no reasoning behind it. And it's probably just because they saw their friend or some big influencer talking about it. So I would not listen to those people because their hit rate is very low, meaning that they talk about a lot of things and they'll talk about a million different tokens and a couple of them will hit and they'll look like geniuses when that happens, and everyone's going to just see the final end result, which is the one token that went up amongst 100 other tokens, and they're going to look smart to the average normie. But people who are really paying attention know that that's not the way to do things. So where I'm going to start is I'm going to look at Kato AI. I actually kind of like what they're doing. It's like some software. I'm not subscribed to it. I don't buy it or anything like that, but I kind of like their tweets because they're talking about mind share. They're talking about what people are putting their attention on in this market. And I kind of like these data points because they're putting out data that basically shows mind share. And what mind share means is basically attention. And they're basically putting attention into data, which is super cool because last cycle we did not have this as public information. Right now, everyone's talking about AI. I made a video on top AI tokens. You guys can go watch that video. But everyone's got their attention on AI, on base chain, on airdrops, on hype, all this shit, right? And it's just basically draining a lot of the liquidity out of tokens like Chill Guy. If you guys see Chill Guy right here, Chill Guy's on a downtrend over the past few weeks. And for people like me that know how to capitalize on opportunity, this is really good for me, right? Because I just see money, I see opportunity. We see tokens like Peanut. All I see is opportunity. When I see these dips on these majors, all I see is opportunity. I don't know why this is loading, but maybe I gotta upgrade my Wi-Fi or something. Hopefully you guys can help me out there. But as you guys can see, we're on a downtrend for this as well. I mean, I'm literally on the 15-minute chart. Let me go to the 1-hour chart. We're on a downtrend. We are on a downtrend. And I believe that we're going to see a nice swing coming up very soon. And I think that we're going to start seeing some uptrends. And again, I'm going to go back to my data points here on why I see these dips and why they're happening. Attention dilution, a change of metas, right? So that means change of trends. Obviously, the trends are constantly changing. It goes from AI to cats, dogs, frogs, everything you can imagine. Everyone's attention is all over the place, and this is kind of the moment where you guys can really seize the opportunity. We also see a little bit of stagnation on, or is that even a word? We see Solana and ETH being stagnant. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a genius here, but we see some stagnant movement on Solana, on ETH. Obviously, ETH had a little bit of an uptrend, but there's nothing really ripping right now. We saw XRP completely rip, and everyone's talking about it. We saw a couple of other alts and a couple of other blockchains that are kind of mooning right now, but I'm not going to go chase. If you chase, you're just going to be like a rabbit, right? You're just going to go jumping around, jumping and chasing, and you're going to take your eyes off the prize, which is buying these tokens on Solana and ETH and buying these dips, which is what I'm looking at. And a lot of the other smart guys are looking at this. So some of the tokens that I'm looking at right now are Goat, right? Peanut, Brett. I'm looking at Chill Guy, looking at Zero Bro. I'm looking at Fwog. I'm gonna keep on typing in more, but these are some of the tokens that I'm looking at. I'm putting these tokens on my watch list, and I'm just basically looking at the chart every single day. I'm watching these tokens dip. I'm also watching these tokens dip, but also increase in holder count. Right? We see Fwog having a really great increase in holder count every single day as it dips. We see Brett have a really great holder count increase, but Brett's actually on the uptrend, which is really nice to see. Brett always is like that one inverse token that when ETH dips and every single token on Ethereum and Base is dipping, Brett is just somehow that one token that is just green on those red days. So that's why I love Brett. And Brett just today literally crossed all-time highs at 2.3 billion. Congrats to all the people there. I was literally, if not the first person to call Brett around $2-3 million market cap. I have all of that documented on my Twitter if you guys want to go verify. I was one of the first people to call Brett, and it did 1,100x, which is basically like the most crazy gain ever. It did over 1,000x from when I called it. So, I mean, if you guys can see here, it is now the top token on Base. It is the token that is obviously, or it is the token that everyone is rooting for to be one of the first tokens to be listed on Base within this cycle. And I think it's going to happen. I think that Brett has a very good chance. They have their little partnership with Coinbase Wallet, which is a great way to start the speculation for this to actually be on Coinbase. And I'm actually going to make a separate video about tokens that I believe are going to be listed on Coinbase. I know I made one about tokens that are going to be listed on Binance, and some of you guys seem to like that one. So I think I'm going to make that Coinbase video. But Brett is just one of those tokens that just constantly moves up. So I'm not going to be looking at that for tokens that dip today, but I am going to be going over a little bit more on where I find some great entry opportunities on Brett. I'm going to be talking about Chill Guy, great entry opportunities there. But to start with, I'm going to just be going over Goat. So as I mentioned, attention is diluted. What am I doing here? As I said, attention is diluted. People are all over the place. There's been a lot of change of metas. There's, AI, cats, dogs, frogs. I'm just leaving this as an example. The metas are just constantly changing right now, and everyone is just talking about everything besides what matters, and that's buying these dips on these tokens and riding them up, right? Because we're still in bull mode. We're still believers that Solana is going to just continue to move upwards. We are still believers that ETH is going to continue to move upwards. And if you're not a believer in that, then just don't watch this video, because this does not apply to you. Because if you don't believe that those tokens are going to continue uptrending, if you don't believe that we are going to see a furthermore 6 months on this bull market cycle, 12, 18 months on this bull market cycle, then these memes are just not going to move, because memes are the most speculative assets on all chains. And the safe assets on these chains, as you can say, is the blockchain's native token. So on Ethereum, it's ETH. On Solana, it's Sol token. So when people get scared, when people see fear in the market, they move back to those tokens. They move back to Sol, they move back to ETH, Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it, and they get out of these memes. So that's why I'm talking about this. I'm a believer that we're going to continue to see an uptrend on those majors, which is why these major memes are going to see an uptrend as well. So if you want like a leverage long bet on Solana and ETH, you just buy these memes, right? If you want to see a leverage long bet on Base, you buy Brett. If you want to see a leverage long on or for a meme coin on Solana, you can go buy Whiff, Bonk, or you can go buy Goat, right? It's a leverage long on the AI agent meta / Solana meta. So That's why people are buying into GOAT. And that's just very simple. It's crossed beyond a market cap that we feel is safe at this point. So I don't believe it's ever going to see 3 to 400 million ever again. And that's just basis off the fact that it's been listed on major exchanges. Major exchanges, market makers, and institutions hold this token, and they obviously want to see a return on their money, especially on a token of this size where some of these guys are holding millions of dollars worth of position. So GOAT's a great one. I actually want to see my entry on GOAT within this range, going all the way down to the 600 million range. And I'm going to be DCAing into this one. And I'm actually going to be using Hyperliquid as well. I don't have a referral link here. I don't got anything to show to you guys. But if you guys can see here on Hyperliquid, where is it? I think GOAT is listed right here. Yeah. So GOAT is listed here. You can actually go ahead and long with 5x leverage on this token, which is great. I don't recommend any normies to be using leverage. I actually recommend you guys to go ahead and just buy spot. This is one of these videos where we're aiming for 25, 50, even 100% gains, which is great compared to any traditional market. And we're talking within, a few weeks to a month time range where we're hoping to see these gains. So, if you want to go ahead and make a 10x on your money, you can go ahead and just watch a different video, which is talking about how to get scammed on 100x on a pump fund token. So I don't trade like that, which is why I'm not talking about that right now, because I'm looking to make a safe play. I'm also looking to make a very calculated and smart play. We already have the base set, which is obviously institutions and very strong people hold these tokens, which is what you want. You want the holders and you want the people holding the token that you're buying into to be people who are gonna hold, and to be people who don't need money tomorrow to go pay for their Paris vacation. And you want people that are buying into your token or holding your token to be people who don't need to make money tomorrow or don't need to pay their rent for tomorrow. You want it to be people who have millions of dollars, who have a lot of money, who are rich. You want the richest people to hold all the supply, or as much of supply as possible, because those are the people who are going to hold through those big dips and those big corrections, and they're going to continue to buy up the dip. They're going to continue to buy up the chart because they have the conviction. They've already decided that this is the token that they're going to be mooning this cycle. They've decided that Chill Guy and that Zero Bro and that Brett are the tokens that are going to moon this cycle. And in my opinion, I think that we're going to see Chill Guy and Peanut be some of the biggest runners this cycle, passing billions of dollars in market cap, especially Peanut. And we've already seen what Brett can do, as Brett's just been one of the strongest tokens we've seen in all of 2024. One of the best stories as well. Underdog story, coming up from nothing and being past just today $2.3 billion market cap, which is great. But I'm going to just be talking about my entries. I already mentioned to you guys where I want to buy into GOAT. I mentioned that you guys can be using Hyperliquid. You guys can long with 5x leverage onto GOAT. There's a couple of other pairs that you guys can long with leverage, anywhere from 3 to 20x leverage, which is great. We have Pepe, 20x leverage, Doge, 20x leverage. But I'm going to be talking about the next one, which is Peanut. So Peanut's a very interesting one. Peanut is actually bottoming out right now, in my opinion. I actually told a lot of my friends to long Peanut at $1.04. I actually called it a mashallah group as well for everyone to long at $1.04, and a bunch of people made money because we obviously saw if you were to long with at least any type of leverage at around $1.04, which I'm going to mark right here. I'm going to just show you guys. At the top, you would have been up 31%, and if that's spot with size, if that's just you're just buying Peanut token with no leverage at size at that level, you would have been up very nice, because that happened within almost under 2 days. Which is amazing. In any traditional market, that is amazing. So with leverage, that would have been a lot more, right? Just spot 31% in 2 days, that's amazing, because it's a safe play. You understand that you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be down 50%. So that's great. I'm going to continue to be buying into Peanut around this $1.10 to dollar level. And I believe that we're going to continue to see a little bit of chop here for maybe the next week or two. And as Solana moves up in price, we're going to continue to see Peanut continue moving up, which is great, because me and my boys are going to make some money on that shit. But next one we're going to be going over is Chill Guy. I actually like Chill Guy. I just started DCAing into Chill Guy today. I actually just told some of my friends, start buying spot, start buying Chill Guy spot at $4, or at what is that, at 40 cents. And I believe that if market makers of institutions keep on trying to move this down so that they can accumulate more supply, so that they can shake out weak holders, they're going to move this thing down anywhere from the 30 cent to 40 cent range for maybe quite a while more. And that is okay, because that is when smart money is buying in. That's when you start seeing more holders coming in, more holder distribution, which is just bullish. Because as these big boys, as these institutions want to start moving up that price, and as Chill Guy starts getting listed on even more tier 1 exchanges, it's just going to move up more. It's just going to keep on uptrending. And as we see Solana move up in price, Chill Guy is going to just move with it. If Solana moves up 10%, Chill Guy is moving up 30%. And that's just the honest truth. And you guys can verify that info once that does happen. You guys are just going to see it all pan out and play out in real time. And if you're longing this with leverage, you're just going to be winning even more. Now, again, I'm not going to act like there's no downside here. There's 100% a possibility for downside. We have a lot of different factors. Something can happen within the world. Something can happen with the US government. Something can happen with crypto regulation. Something can happen to Solana Foundation. Anything can happen. But again, this is crypto. You want to make big gains, you got to take a little bit of a risk. And that's just where I'm buying within this 40 to 30 cent range. I'm going to keep on DCAing. If this thing keeps on downtrending, I'm going to keep DCAing with more and more size as it goes lower. And if it does uptrend past 45 cents, I'm going to stop my DCA because guess what? I already got the entry that I needed. And if I'm only going to make $50,000 instead of $500,000 on it, I'm completely fine with that. And that's because I come into these plays with a plan. I come into these plays with an entry plan. And I can make money somewhere else if I don't make a bunch of money on this one. And that's completely fine. There's a ton of different tokens and a ton of different opportunity that's going to be coming this year. And that's why I tell a lot of you guys, when you're buying into these tokens, there's no need to gamble. There's no need to rush. Like, we have this cycle. It's going to be lasting for quite a while. This is not tomorrow where all the money's going to just stop coming in. Like, we have a cycle here. This is going to keep running. Memes are going to keep mooning. There's going to be new runners coming in. There's going to be more liquidity and more inflows and more people coming into the space. More retail is going to be finding out on how to trade these tokens. So there's always more room for opportunity, which is why I say if you miss one runner, there's going to be another one. You don't need to chase. Next one that we're going to be talking about, Zero Bro. There was a little bit of FUD around. I don't even think you could trade Zero Bro on this Hyperliquid yet. So let me just pull it up here. So Zero Bro is a very interesting one. The only thing is that the whale distribution is something that I'm not aware of, so can't speak on that. But we've seen a little bit of a correction on Zero Bro from all-time highs. We've seen I think it's, what is it, a 43% correction on Zero Bro. And that is just money to my eyes. That is just music to my ears. Because as we continue to see a Zero Bro make lower lows, and as we continue to see a Zero Bro downtrend within, the day-to-day period, I'm going to continue to DCA. So where I'm finding Zero Bro as I'm going to start DCAing is just around the $300 million range. And I'm going to continue buying Zero Bro all the way down to the $250 million range. And why I'm doing that is because, again, if we see Solana have an uptrend, we're going to see Zero Bro have a 30% day, 30% to the upside. And for those of you who are putting leverage on these different on-chain platforms, on even exchanges where you're able to long Zero Bro, you're just going to see a lot of upside for yourself. And with Zero Bro only being at a $350 million market cap, there's a lot of upside for it, right? It has a very small LP. Only $3.3 million has been put into Zero Bro. When you look at the grand scheme of things, the amount of mind share that Zero Bro has had in this space, that's honestly a great opportunity. I'm not going to be going in with massive size into Zero Bro because there's honestly better plays for me, like Goat, like Chill Guy, like Brett. Those are better plays in my opinion, but I'm willing to take a risk on Zero Bro. And these are just projects that you guys should just put on your watch list. And when it enters these ranges that I'm saying, when these projects enter these ranges that I'm mentioning, that's when you have to reevaluate. That's when you have to reevaluate, look at the factors on why that token dipped, try to figure out why that token's on a downtrend, reevaluate all the factors, and decide for yourself if that is a great entry for yourself. Because I cannot tell you guys when to make your own entry. It is your own money, and I'm not your daddy. So that's when you guys have to figure out if you guys want to make your own entry. And I'm just giving you guys key points here that I know are going to work, that I know are going to be beneficial for all of you. And I make nothing from telling you guys when to buy into these projects. I don't give a shit. You guys, all I care about is if you guys make money. So that's when I find myself trying to enter into Zero Bro. And I'm going to dollar cost average on the way down, as I want to do with all these other tokens. I'm not full porting. I'm not throwing a $1 million clip into any of these right away. This is something that I'm entering in with confidence, but also too with risk management. I'm not the guy that's going to throw $1 million at a token and just hope it does a 2x. If I want to do that, I'm flying a private jet to Las Vegas and throwing $1 million hand on blackjack. That's if they take $1 million hand. I got to have a conversation with them for that one. But you guys get what I mean. There's no need to gamble. We come in this with an entry plan, and we come into this with risk management to be able to make as much money as possible with as least downside as possible. So now I'm going to get into FWOG. FWOG is actually an interesting one. And if you hold FWOG, I'm going to say a few things that might get you mad, but hey, I'm just here to tell the truth. So FWOG, we've seen continuously have a downtrend over the past, few weeks. It dropped around 50%. Let's just say 50% to round it up to the nearest number. It's dropped around 50% from all-time highs. And what we've seen with FWOG is continuous positive sentiment on Twitter, continuous mind share, continuous shilling on the timeline as it is literally having a downtrend. Now, that signals a few things to me. One, it's going to obviously increase the holder count day by day, which that is great because holder distribution is increasing. The amount of holders are increasing. The army, or whatever you want to call it, is growing. The amount of people that could potentially show it to their grandma or show it to their friend is increasing. That's great. But what you guys don't understand is that when everyone's bull posting and saying that something is going to uptrend on Twitter, you can believe all you want, but that is usually a bearish sign to me. If everyone's bull posting something and it just continues downtrending, that's not something that I want to buy into. What I want to buy into is when something is downtrending and everyone is just completely fudding it, when everyone is just completely talking shit about it. We've seen that with a lot of different projects, and I would rather buy into something that's on a downtrend, that's at a higher market cap. So we're talking about $250 million market cap and more. If a project that's at that stature is on a downtrend, and if everyone is still bullish about it, it's not something that I want to buy into. Now, I want to eventually have some big entries into FWOG. I even texted some of the FWOG whales just to see what's going on, just to see what they're thinking in their head. I personally think that the biggest whales are going to keep holding on to FWOG, which is great. Those guys are some fucking cult whales over there. Great community. I love the art. I love the whole thing. But I don't want to buy into this right now. I honestly believe that this thing is going to continue to see some downside. It's going to continue to downtrend. And if my thesis plays out wrong, then guess what? That's fine. I'll make money somewhere else. But with the bull posting and with all the shilling and with all these whales continuously talking about how FWOG is going to hit $1 billion next week, but it just continues downtrending, it's just not something that I like to see. So we are starting to see a little bit of resistance at this $350 million level, which is kind of cool. But again, as I said, we'll see if I'm wrong, but I think that we're going to see FWOG hit around a $300 million market cap, and that's when we'll start seeing some resistance at that $300 million level, and we'll probably see an uptrend from there. Obviously, I'm sure there's some great catalysts for FWOG. I'm sure that there's some great things coming up for FWOG, maybe some tier 1 exchanges listing them. But yeah, I mean, when you see a token of this stature with that sentiment on Twitter, people like me just see it as like, what the fuck's going on? And in all honesty, if FWOG had a crazy amount of FUD, and if it was at a $400 million market cap, and if everyone was talking crazy shit about it, I would honestly start buying it up. Because that's when we're going to see a swing in sentiment. That's when we're going to see a swing in attention to have whales start buying it up. Because you want to buy into fear. You don't want to buy when everyone's bull posting. And we obviously see Solana having some pretty, I would say, fairly stagnant price action where, it's not crashing. And we see FWOG just stagnant. So that's why I'm not really buying into FWOG right now. I'm going to get my entries around the 300 million range, maybe a little bit higher than that, maybe 320 to $300 million range. And again, there's just so many different tokens that you guys can buy these dips on. It doesn't have to be FWOG. It doesn't have to be Chill Guy or Brett. It doesn't have to be Zero Bro. And it doesn't have to be GOAT. It could be anything that you guys want or anything that you guys identify. I just hope that you guys take my thought process here and apply it to other projects, because it's definitely a great thought process and it's worked for me over the years. And it's going to continue working for me. So when we're looking at these projects, like what we want to look for is we want to look for sentiment. How do you spell sentiment? Sentiment. We want to look at sentiment. We want to look at mind share. We want to look at the meta trend, whatever you want to call it. And we want to look at the holders, right? We want to look if the whales are selling. We want to look to see what the team's doing. We want to look at their Twitter comments. We just want to look and identify as many factors as possible to gain all that info that we need to be able to make a calculated decision. Now, there's other factors that I'm aware of. There's other factors that I play into my thought process and thesis, but those are factors that you guys are not going to be able to get. Those are factors that obviously requires a very strong network. Like for myself, I'm able to hit up, maybe the owner of one of these projects, or I'm maybe able to hit up the top whales of these projects, and I'm able to identify certain things for myself. And you guys are just not able to do that. So I'm going to give you guys realistic factors that you guys can look at. Now, there's more factors that I'm sure you guys are going to use, but I'm just telling you guys here, these are some of the most important factors. And obviously, too, you know, what is the how do you spell catalyst? What are the catalysts? And so right now in this market, I mean, the best thing that I can give to you guys in terms of advice is literally just save your Solana, save your Ethereum. There's no reason to gamble it away right now. I think that we're going to see some great dips, some great opportunities to accumulate some great bags. And now I'm going to be just going over some Ethereum plays. For me, Pepe, I'm not going to be trading Pepe because I do want some more upside. I do want to see some bigger gains. So we're going to go something to like Doge. I've been talking about Doge in one of my other videos. I was talking about Doge. We had a pretty big ETH whale come on one of my videos and talk about Doge. As you guys can see here, these are the opportunities where winners win. I had a lot of big whale friends on Ethereum actually start buying into Doge around the $200 million range. And when I mean throw, I mean like these guys are throwing hundreds and thousands of dollars into these tokens. For example, if you were to buy the dip on Doge, which was literally 3 days ago, you would have seen a 2x on your money. Now imagine you're throwing $200,000 and you get back $400,000 within 3 days. You know, I don't think you'd be too mad about that. I think you'd be pretty happy with that. You're obviously able to throw that amount of size into things like this because you understand that, one, the LP on this thing is fat. You got millions of dollars in this LP. You got an established project. You have whale holders that you know are not going to dump on your head. The supply is in the hands of the right people. But you also have a great narrative, right? Elon Musk, Donald Trump, all these motherfuckers are going to continue posting about Doge. Doge is one of the most viral things that has ever happened in the government on social media, probably ever in the past couple of years. So that's why I like Doge, and that's why I believe that Doge is potentially going to be crossing over $1 billion market cap in the near future, as long as we see ETH continue to uptrend. And the fundamentals around Doge don't even have to change. There could be no fundamentals around Doge at this current moment. And if we see a 20% spike on ETH, we're going to see a 40% spike on Doge on the same day. And that's just the truth. That's what's going to happen. It's the parallel correlation that I've been talking about on Solana. So you guys have to identify these things. And that's why you guys have to throw these major meme coins on your watch list, on whatever platform or whatever app you guys use. Throw these projects onto your watch list. Throw on some like alerts or whatever notifications you guys have when it hits these certain levels, when it hits the $200 million level, when it hits the $250 million level, when it hits the $150 million level. If you were to have the alert for the $150 million level, you would have been able to buy the dip here and obviously see some nice gains. But obviously, we're just talking about coulda, woulda, shoulda. Now I need to talk to you guys about things that are actually going to happen. So if Doge sees $200 million again, if it ever does, which I hope it does, if Doge ever sees $200 million to $150 million range ever again, I'm going to be buying up a bunch because we've already seen what Doge can do when it hits those ranges. It's going to bounce because people obviously see Doge as something that is worth more than $300 million. And you can't say that's not true because the market says otherwise. Now, I'm going to be going over another one that I like a lot. I like Nero a lot. So now with Nero, we obviously know that the Binance Cabal holds most of Nero, which is great. And that's obviously what you want to see because the Binance Cabal doesn't dump tokens. What the Binance Cabal does is they work tokens up to the multi-billion-dollar market cap range, and they make it as their marketing point on why you should use their exchange. They want to make money on the fees. They want to make money on people using their platform. They make money in so many ways you guys could not imagine. And how do they make that money? By getting tokens like Nero as a great marketing point or a great selling point on why people should use their exchange, which right now meme coins are one of the best selling points for these exchanges to have people use their platform. And so Nero is one of them. Nero is one of their flagship projects. Peanut is one of their flagship projects. And do you think that they're going to let the people that are buying on their exchange fail? Do you think that they're going to let the people that are on their exchange lose money? The simple answer is no. They want to send Nero to billions. They want to send Peanut to billions. And that's just going to happen. As long as we continue to see an uptrend on ETH, as long as we continue to see an overall positive sentiment within the entire crypto market, we're going to see Nero uptrend. And that's why I want to buy Nero around that $600 million to $500 million range. And that's when I'm going to start buying it up. That does not mean I'm throwing all my money at that range. That means that as it downtrends, if it does, and again, this is all about if it downtrends to that range, I'm going to start buying some nice clips at the $600 million range, at the 550, at the 500. And that's how you make money in this market. You make money on these majors when you buy. You don't make money hoping if it goes up, because hoping in if is just not a thing, right? So the next thing I want to do is go over, what was I going to go over? Shrub. So for those of you who like juicier gains, for those of you who want to make that money and, you know, not make a 5% gain or 10% gain, Shrub is one of those. So Shrub is for the majority of the audience here, which I know a lot of you guys like these bigger gains. I actually called Shrub around $50 million market cap in my group, Mashallah group, where I told everyone, yo, Shrub is going to see an uptrend. Shrub has been oversold. Shrub is something that has been in the hands of some great holders, and they have a good market maker too, which has created this uptrend. But as we can see, if you were to buy in at that $50 million range, within one day, you would have literally been up 42%. If you were to throw 50K at those levels, you would have been up nice. You would have been able to buy yourself like half a brand new Tesla. So again, if Shrub ever crosses back down to the $50 million range, the $40 million range, that's when I'm throwing some size. This is Elon Musk's hedgehog. And God forbid, if the hedgehog dies, or if the hedgehog does something funny, or if Elon ever tweets about it again, this thing's going straight to 200 million. It's going straight to 200 million. And I'm not buying based off that catalyst. I'm buying based off the fact that Shrub is just fun. Elon Musk's pet. All of Elon Musk's pets have always performed well in every single cycle. And we're just hoping, God forbid, he tweets about it, it's just going to moonshot. And that's what happens to all of these tokens that are Elon Musk's pets. It's just going to moonshot. So again, accumulate within these levels. Use your own technical analysis and your own strategy and your own research. And again, if we hit these levels, that's when you have to reevaluate the sentiment. You have to figure out why it hit these levels before you buy in. You can't just blindly throw money at things. Again, as I said, if you want to go gamble, go on stake. I'm not endorsing or saying go gamble, but it's the same thing as gambling. So that's what I want to go over for today. I hope that my thought process and my explanations made sense to you guys. There's a lot of more tokens too that are majors that you guys can look at, but take your time. There's no need to rush. Why are you in such a rush to make money today? Ask yourself that question. If you don't need the money today, then there's just no rush. Take your time, find these dips, find these levels and these entries that make sense to you, and buy into them. Buy into them slow. Don't put all your money, and you'll make money over time. As long as we see uptrends on these majors, you are going to do fine. You are going to perform well. You're going to make money. Your friends will make money. We're all going to be fine. All right. So at the end of the day, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be uploading more videos and a lot more often too. And I hope you guys enjoy them, and I'll see you guys in the next one.